Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau.
I like a certain je ne sais quoi.
While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time.
Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
Thursday on Fitz and Harry, could we get a surprise announcement from one team regarding their quarterback?
Plus the one first-round series where home court won't matter.
Fitz and Harry, Thursday, noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and watch in the ESPN app.
The NBA playoffs, Sunday on ESPN Radio. LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers head to Memphis for Game 1 against Ja Morant and the Grizzlies.
For the Lakers, Anthony Davis needs to be the dominant player on the court. As for Memphis, winning this series comes down to one thing: discipline.
Game 1 of the Lakers and Grizzlies, presented by Indeed. Coverage begins Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on Sirius XM Channel 80. This week on Sunday Night Baseball, it's a showdown between Texas rivals.
Seager swings and drives the ball to center field. It is gone.
Corey Seager and the Texas Rangers head to Minute Maid Park to go head-to-head with Jose Abreu and the Houston Astros.
And it's gone! Home run! Jose Abreu!
The Rangers at the Astros on Sunday Night Baseball. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. You can also listen on the ESPN app and on your smart speaker. Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
You had another meaningful game left on your schedule, and you decided that you weren't playing any of your good players. And to be clear, they played Luka Doncic at the beginning of that game only because it was I Love Slovenia night. Otherwise, they just gave the game away. And I'm stunned at the reaction I got. People defending it. Greeny, it's not such a big deal. How did we get here?
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you breaking news from the state of Florida. It's blueberry season! Fresh from Florida has the ripe, sweet blueberries you've been craving for cobblers, pancakes, and all your favorite homemade recipes. And best of all, buying fresh from Florida is a great way to support local farmers and jobs in our communities. You can find locally grown Florida blueberries in stores now. Just look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Key?
What did I hear that? Whose voice was that just now?
It's a famous song, kid.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, that's Max. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Wait, what happened?
No, I didn't know you were coming to work today. You were late, so I didn't know you were coming to work today.
We're going to get into this now?
You were supposed to be here exactly at 5:30 in the morning, and you showed up at 5:35, 5:40, or whatever it was. So I figured you were not coming to work.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. You know, Key, one would think that if one person was on time every day for a month and someone else was late 5 or 10 times, that the one time that person was late, you wouldn't have to hear about it. But I did. But one would not imagine that the very next day you would have the unmitigated gall to come in late. What? Not 24 hours later, I was right back here on time as usual. And who wasn't here? This is so interesting. What do you have to say for yourself?
No, I figured I was actually in the building. It was next door in the green room, and I figured I'd take those 4 minutes back that you wasted of my time yesterday. So I figured that's what I'll do.
What about all the other minutes of my time? If you want to start adding and subtracting, you're still in the hole probably about a half hour. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Key and me today. Huh?
Hey, do you like salmon? Do you eat salmon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had some last night. I cooked some last night.
Crispy skin? Crisped up the skin?
Oh, man. No, it was... So what I did is I nice filet, pretty, nice and orange, right?
Grill?
Pizza oven, wood fire. So I melted some butter, took the butter, melted on there, and then the aluminum foil, I wrapped around it, and I put the cedar plank. Once I took it off, I put the cedar plank underneath. And I so the butter's gonna harden again, but it soaks inside the salmon. So it's inside the salmon. So and then I put the Obey seasoning on top, Max. Then I put it in the wood fire pizza oven with the hickory wood. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. With the edges, they done crisp it up. So
yes, you gotta have the crispy.
The oven was at about, I think the oven, I had it at 650 to 700. It took about 3 minutes to cook the salmon all the way through, maybe 4 minutes to cook it all the way through. It was crazy.
So now, is this an outdoor pizza oven?
Yeah.
You got it attached to the brick chimney somewhere in the house. I got your whole layout.
Yeah, and then I had the tricolor cauliflower in the black iron skillet.
Yeah.
Dropped a little olive oil and minced garlic on it with a little sea salt.
So let me ask you something. I know you like to cook.
Man, and I had the Cuban rice and beans left over from the night before.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
I know you like to cook. It sounds delicious, right? I know you like to cook. But you got multiple kids, as I do.
Yeah.
And anyone who has a bunch of kids know they don't all want to eat the same thing, right?
No, they don't.
You feel like a short order cook half the time because it's like this one won't eat this one won't eat that, and da-da-da. I don't know if your kids are picky eaters, but mine are. So how do you, like, all that's labor intensive. It's not just sticking the little stuffed crust pizza in the microwave oven for 3 minutes, right? That's easy. If one of my kids likes that, I'm so happy, like, here, great, perfect. God. But so how are you doing this and cooking 3 different meals, let's say, and every one requires like this little, these little nuanced layers of things you have to do?
It's a lot of practice, Max. It's a lot of
How long does it take you to make dinner?
Man, typically I already know, to make dinner, I'm probably a 30-minute guy.
Oh, that's not bad.
30 minutes, depending on what I'm doing. Because I already lay everything out. I don't have a sous chef. So I'm already sous chefing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon before they get off the bus.
But you enjoy it though, right?
Yeah. No, I like listening to the pots cling up against each other, And then if I feel like having a cocktail along the way, I sip on something. If there's a game on, I can watch the TV and get down at the same time. Why not? But then
when did you start throwing down in the kitchen, Key? How old were you?
Does peanut butter and jelly sandwiches count?
No. No, except to hear you do it. First, I take the bread, I put it in the toaster oven, but I set it to
No, I'll probably say I really started getting down.
Yeah.
Probably in high school. Because when you come home from practice and stuff, you gotta find your food, man. I'm starving. I need to eat something. Yeah. So, you start to learn how to cook along the way. And college is when I really mastered it though. Because that's when my game was tight.
Plus you had access to all the gourmet chef.
No, but the conversation, when you were in college,
built it in your dorm.
I wasn't a Domino's pizza guy in college.
Right.
Right. I cooked. I cooked. And then once I got little coins in my pockets and I became a pro, I didn't have a chef like a lot of these guys do now. I didn't want a chef. A lot of my teammates had chefs, but they used to come over to eat my food, even though they got a damn chef.
See, I worked in a restaurant in high school. My senior year of high school, I waited tables. Sometimes on a Friday, I would just schedule a double shift, not even shift. And the thing was only a couple blocks. New York, you just walk it. A couple blocks from school. Teachers would walk by like, "What are you doing here?" I'm waiting tables. But Key, you get the double shift, you make a lot of money. So
here we go, back to the money.
No question. So I learned how to cook. It's like a little French bistro type place, right? I learned how to cook. Forgot everything.
Cooking. Let me tell you something before we move on to last night's games. cooking is not hard. It's not hard at all. The hard part is the preparation and the understanding.
And the timing and everything.
And the timing.
Yeah.
So what people tend to do is they turn on the fire real high. Sometimes I walk across the kitchen and my daughter's an exceptional cook. She's 12 years old. 13 years old, and she can cook with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I walk in the kitchen, I walk by, and I got the flames coming up the side of the pot. I got to turn, like, what the hell are y'all doing? Got to turn it down because people are such in a rush that you don't have to cook with high flames. But that's a whole nother conversation. During the break, we'll have that. Nobody wants to hear about our cooking.
You know who else has great timing?
The Chicago Bulls.
Speaking of kids, we could talk about DeMar DeRozan's daughter, because during the game last night, every time the Raptors went to the line, you heard this voice, right? Sometimes louder than others, but right before they shoot a free throw. And they were missing all these free throws, missed like half their free throws. And then they finally identified DeMar DeRozan's daughter, and they keep the camera on her and the timing. Do we have the sound of a daughter screaming? Can you hear it if we just play this out? Listen to this. Just listen to this.
And right here, Pascal Siakam with a chance to tie it at the free throw line makes the first of three. They are 18 for 34 at the line. Siakam, he came up short. That one never had a chance when it left his hands.
Woefully short.
And if the daughter of DeMar DeRozan's screech wasn't loud then, she's going to get extra loud here. Down 2, 12 seconds to go, one free throw. Siakam's free throw rolls out, no good. Rebounded by the Bulls. Foul Toronto with 11.1. Pascal Siakam had a chance to tie it at the line and misses 2 out of 3 free throws.
That's DeMar DeRozan's 9-year-old daughter, who was it sounded like a horror movie in there, Key, and they were really missing him too.
I bet you that affected them.
You think so?
I bet you it did. Yeah, because there's unique sounds. As loud as a place may be, a stadium or something like that,
yeah.
There's unique noises
pierces
that you
through.
can still hear. Yeah. Like there's this voices that I could have been anywhere in the stadium. I mean, on the field and in the stadium. I swear to you, Max, you think I'm crazy. If I was around you long enough in your life and you said something and the stadium was quiet, I could find you and point you out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you walking through, it's loud, and I hear your voice, Max.
Mm-hmm.
I can look and be like, hey, there's Max.
That's crazy.
It's a weird, you find, for some reason, you can find that person. And I'm sure when they're at the free throw line, they're used to the loud noise, but then there's that screeching voice, and he's like
pattern interrupter, right? Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like, well, I may not know her, but that voice, that screeching voice, that horror sound, like you says, it does something to my hand-eye coordination.
You know what they shot?
It screws me up.
They shot 18 of 36, 50% from the line. And DeMar DeRozan's daughter it's the worst free throw shooting performance of the season for them. Most misses in an elimination game since 1969. And here's what's crazy about this game, right, Key? Yeah. You know how you'll say, like, so the Raptors were winning for most of the game. They got the lead up to 19 points in the third quarter. And the Bulls come storming back. And by the way, only 3 points of the game. Guess who hits the corner three? I want to say to tie it up late in the fourth quarter. It was late in the fourth quarter. I think it was to tie it up. Patrick Beverley. Only 3 points of the game. Boom. The clutch three from the corner. But you know how you'll say it was this many points, but it was a fake this many points? Or
it wasn't a real 19. It was 19, but it wasn't real.
It was a fake 19 because to me, I know all the points count, but really what the game was a competitive 5 to 8 point lead for the Raptors throughout the first half, right? Mm-hmm. They felt like they were in control. It felt to me like they were going to win the game, but it was 5 to 8 points. It was within reason, right? Competitive, back and forth. Then right before the half, Van Vliet hits this crazy half-court shot, right at the buzzer. So now I believe that was went from 8 to 11. So it went from single digits to double digits right there.
Yeah, it's
8
a
to
fake
11,
11.
9 to 12.
It's a fake 11 because of the half-court shot.
That's it. Exactly. That's a big swing, right? Now they come out for the third quarter. Raptors hit a couple shots. They make a couple stops. All of a sudden you blink, it's 19 points. But it didn't feel like that kind of game, right? And then DeRozan starts looking, little Van Vliet, starts picking on Van Vliet, finding that mismatch and just going crazy. And the Bulls came all the way back.
Yeah, and they won. And we had Cap on yesterday from Chicago 1000, and he was talking about the Bulls should just basically pack it up. Now, guess what? They're going to Miami.
They're going to Miami for an elimination game. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to Miami. So
could win that game.
You look at it, and they're trying to go there and win, and then from there, if they go, who they got, Milwaukee or something like that. But okay, they go to Milwaukee. Okay, so what? It's the playoffs. No one wants to be home. I bet you some of those teams that's at home, I bet you the San Antonio Spurs would love to be in the elimination game.
Right. And by the way, it's not like the Bulls don't have talent. Zach LaVine is a legit three-point threat and a finisher at the rim. DeRozan has a crazy mid-game. And they have certain, Kobe White can play either position in the backcourt, and it's not like they don't have talent on that team.
No, they do have talent. And I think, when you look at it, Ball isn't there. He's hurt and probably won't be back there. And so now people start to say, well, he's missing. What do they have? Can Zach LaVine? Remember a year ago, people was questioning what type of player Zach LaVine really truly was.
He took over this game. Took it over in the second half.
All of a sudden, you look up and he's out there playing like the Zach LaVine that they paid, and they wanted to do it the same way that everybody else thought that he could do it in the league. But last year, for some reason, people just felt like he wasn't that guy.
Meantime, Thunder beat the Pelicans in the other playing game, Key. And their signature player, at least, their big star player,
literally
play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Zion Williamson ever going to live up to the hype, KJM?
I wanted to kind of set the table and make sure my teammates were ready to go.
We've been battle tested. We have good habits, and we know what gets it done down the stretch.
The OKC Thunder move on.
This is your first taste of the postseason. How did it measure up to what you thought it would be like?
I mean, it was pretty much everything I expected.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Shopify presents cool sheets from aha to
lying awake while you bake isn't cool. I suffered from the wrong kind of hot in bed, heat-induced insomnia. That was my aha moment. Bed sheets that keep you cool. Then I thought, how do I even sell bed sheets? That's when I had the idea that made it all possible, signing up on Shopify. With the help of Shopify's intuitive online store creator, I started selling sustainable bamboo sheets that keep cool year-round. And my cool idea became a reality. Hot sleepers around the world rejoice. Shopify makes it simple to keep your cool while starting and growing your business. Start selling with Shopify today and join the commerce platform powering millions of businesses worldwide. From aha to anything is possible.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Start selling online today. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/play. Shopify.com/play.
Hey, I'm Field Yates, host of First Draft. Join me and Mel Kiper Jr.
You see him in the right game, you think he could be QB1 or should be QB1.
And Todd McShay.
Once he does, and I assume he will, I think he's got a chance to be a really good starter in the league.
And a reminder, this year, every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we come at you live. You want to watch on the ESPN YouTube page? You want to watch on the ESPN app? You want to watch on Twitter? Live content every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, or find us wherever you get your podcasts.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Whose voice was that just now?
This is a famous song, Key.
Oh, that's Max. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Wait, what happened?
No, I didn't know you were coming to work today. You were late, so I didn't know you were coming to work.
We're going to get into this now?
You were supposed to be here exactly at 5:30 in the morning. You showed up at 5:40 or whatever it was. So I figured you were not coming to work.
GJ and Max. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Okay, let's see. Who can name the most countries in Latin America?
Me! Argentina, Belize, Colombia. Wait, how do you know so much? My dad has AT&T's best unlimited plan, and it works in 19 countries in Latin America.
I need that plan and a vacation.
AT&T's unlimited premium plan includes 19 Latin American countries with unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text at no extra cost. Visit an AT&T store for more details. Coverage and data speeds vary. International usage should not exceed domestic.
The UK's best-selling pre-workout just crashed your UFC Fight Week party. Introducing All Black Everything at the Vitamin Shop. This muscle-building fat burner comes in drinks with flavors like grape soda and fruit candy, or powders in Ultimate Red Hawaiian, Ultimate Tropical Vibes, and All Batty Everything. An exclusive collab with UFC lightweight Patty the Batty Pimblat.
What's happening, people? All Batty Everything in Batty Betty flavor. It's a belter.
So, try All Black Everything or All Batty Everything at VitaminShop.com or any of the Vitamin Shop store today.
physically, I'm fine. Now it's just a matter of when I feel like Zion.
I think we're reaching that time for the Pelicans to think about moving on from Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is a myth at this point.
I think this comes a point where the leadership of the front office have to come to the table and actually figure things out with this young man. I mean, he's trying to figure things out himself, but at the end of the day, they have to figure out what's the best way to get him on the floor.
OKC sends New Orleans packing 123-118. OKC advances to the, or it's advanced in the play-in tournament, and Pelicans are done. Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, ESPN Radio. Kia me today. Jay, not with us, dealing with the passing of his beloved mother. Jay, we're thinking about you, brother, and hope you're doing as well as possible under the circumstances, and get back here before, when you can. So, Key, is Zion Williamson ever going to live up to the hype? The number one overall draft pick, who we never seen anything quite like him. Is he Charles Barkley meets Blake Griffin meets who, right? Jeff Van Gundy was on our show yesterday, and Coach had this to say, obviously now ESPN basketball analyst. Coach had this to say about the Pelicans with Zion.
If Zion Williamson is healthy and he's productive, New Orleans could win the West, I believe. I think he's that good. I think they're, with Williamson, as talented as any team in the West, and he's an impossible matchup. And I know, he's played, 29 games this year. He's played 114 games, I think, through 4 years. But I think there is hope if you're a New Orleans fan. Joel Embiid, through his first 4 years, I think played 94 games. So it doesn't look good now. It's bleak. He's always hurt. It's a big what if. Hopefully for Williamson and the Pelicans that he can get back and, have sort of a much healthier second act of his NBA career.
Now, Key, I always compare him to, look at Embiid. I've been doing that. Maybe there's hope, because here's a guy I felt like you're going to throw your hands in the air. Well, the dude's just never going to be healthy. And then he turned it all around. Zion is athletically different, though. It's almost like Derrick Rose or one of these guys whose motor is so powerful that the frame can't hold up or something, right? But when you combine what you can imagine he can be, because he hit the ground, NBA, as soon as he turned pro, it was like, damn, he's a lot. So you can imagine what he could be. Plus, he's on a talented young team. Then you can imagine what they could be, as Coach does. He thinks he can get to the finals with him. But is the idea of him more than what he actually is, do you think?
No. The only thing that he is he's injury prone. That's the only thing he is, because when he plays, it's a different level, right? I mean, like you said, he came in and people was like, oh my God, he's a lot to handle. Even Coach just said they might win the West if he stayed healthy and he was productive as he's been when he's been on the floor. So it's kind of like a football correlation to Lamar Jackson to me, where Lamar is hyped, but it's deserving. He's worthy of the hype. And if he could ever just stay completely healthy for 17 games and continue to take the steps that he's shown so far, the Ravens may have an opportunity to come out of the AFC. And this is the same thing with a Zion. Now you see with Lamar, there's question marks. Oh, he's missing games. They shouldn't pay him. Why would I pay a guy that stays hurt? And now this is the same conversation that you're having with Zion. Well, he made, well, what is he? Is he healthy? Can we trade him? Should we move on from him? They should get rid of him. And you know me, what if? What if you get rid of him? And what if he goes somewhere else and stays healthy like Embiid has when he's missed games early in his first 4 years? Now he's getting ready to win an MVP and possibly go and come out of the East and play in a championship. Now, what if the Sixers would have said, like they did with the kid that they moved on from in Orlando, Markelle Fultz. Yeah, what if they moved
also
on from him?
Overall pick.
Also number one overall pick. What if they did that to Embiid and Embiid would have wind up, I don't know, in Sacramento somewhere or whatever? So you got to be careful when you are looking at players because of their injuries early in their career, because this is not Greg Odom. This is not one of those type of deals where he never showed you anything when he was on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? So you pick Lamar Jackson, although Lamar won an MVP, he stayed very healthy for the first 3 years of his career, right?
But I'm just talking about this past season.
Look, so I can think of another player who also, not a perfect example because he was healthy his rookie season, but Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is like, oh my God, 233-pound dude who moves like Barry Sanders. Health. That little sneeze. Health.
Yeah, but you didn't hear me.
No, good. So, I mean, you can sneeze. No big deal.
I'm not going to sneeze on radio and TV. Nobody wants to hear.
Nobody
wants to hear
Listen,
that and see all the particles coming out.
Well, no, the seeing part I agree. Yeah. But Saquon was like, oh my God, what's this prospect's unbelievable. Then he has this
Whichever foot is under the knee is the foot they're trying to make sure and press down and make sure and protect, because if each person gets that heel, it's over. It's very simple to bust that knee up.
And Carlos Jr. trying to get the left elbow. Now he's going to try and trap the arm. We'll see if he transitions now, and he's got the heel.
an animal kind of like Embiid. The parallel is great player, one of the best in the game, who was hurt so often early, people were kind of throwing up their hands. Maybe it'll never happen for him. But you just said part of the problem with Zion's, unavailability, he's not been available, is he can't develop his game. But Embiid also had sort of that, not in terms of developing his game, but I remember Al Horford just eating his lunch in the playoffs.
But eventually, though, he stayed healthy.
But my point is,
he started to develop other parts of his game.
For Embiid, it was different for me. Horford was getting him because Embiid looked to me a little overweight or maybe not in the best shape, a step slow. But that was because the injuries kept him probably from practicing into game shape the way other dudes could.
All of the above, Max. All of the above. If you are unavailable, you can't do anything.
You can't work on it. You can't even work on your conditioning the same way.
No, because you're focusing on your health, getting healthy. You're not focusing on the little stuff. You're not focusing on this or that. You're just not. And you can't do basketball acclimated things because you're in the training room all the time,
right,
trying to get healthy.
Man, I just want to see what it looks like. By the way, Key, did you hear this? Fitz and Harry, the hit new show Fitz and Harry on ESPN Radio. But they came right at our necks. They came at us.
Is that the what? The little black dude with the earrings and then the white guy with all the tattoos?
Yes.
Is that show? Oh, okay.
Yes, I see a pattern here on ESPN. Let me see. I don't have any tattoos.
Don't start.
I don't have any tattoos.
You can't get tattoos.
That's right. I don't want to be, as Larry David said, buried with the criminals and whatever. I forgot what it was.
Oh, my God.
That's what Larry David said in the Curb Your Enthusiasm. It turns out his mother had a tattoo on a certain part of her area that he didn't know about of her body. And so she couldn't be buried in the part of the cemetery that he wanted her buried in because it was against Jewish law. That's right. I can't get that.
It's the same. The guy in the movie with Eddie Murphy, the new movie that's out, he said the same thing. The grandma said, well, you can't be buried in our cemetery because he had tattoos. I get it. Don't get us in trouble, Max.
Fitz and Harry came right at us about our thoughts about the Lakers. Here it comes, the clap back. Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, ESPN Radio.
I can't help if I got sexy lips. What you
Jeez, I didn't say your lips were sexy.
Why are you looking at his
him?
lips like that?
No, it's the way he was doing his head to the side.
Words.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
A traditional 15th anniversary gift is crystal. So for Tommy John's 15th year, they're making it crystal clear that you deserve to be unbelievably comfortable every day. When you wear Tommy John, you're that much more comfortable, so you can do everything better. Because Tommy John underwear moves with you thanks to breathable, lightweight, moisture-wicking fabric with 4 times the stretch of competing brands. And with over 20 million pairs sold and thousands of 5-star reviews, people love their Tommy John underwear. That's why Tommy John doesn't just have customers, they have fanatics who say Tommy John has the most comfortable boxer briefs ever. There's no downside. Buy 1 pair and you'll never want to wear any other underwear again. Plus, there's no risk because everything's backed by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear or it's free guarantee. Get 20% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/stream. That's 20% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Finally, baseball is back. Swing into the season with tickets to the action. Plus, with basketball and hockey heating up, now is a great time to experience a game. Vivid Seats is proud to be the official ticketing partner of ESPN. From on the glass to in the stands, Vivid Seats has great ticket prices to all the games. Every crack of the bat, every dribble down the court. Catch it all with Vivid Seats. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live.
Thank you for calling Navy Federal Credit Union. How can I help you?
Hi, if I'm in the Army, not in the Navy, am I still eligible for membership?
Yes, you are.
What about my sister in the Air Force?
Her too.
And my dad's a Marine.
We serve all branches of the military, veterans, and their families.
My dog is a retired military working dog.
I'll see what I can do.
Find out if you're eligible at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to save you time and money by delivering fresh groceries at great prices right to your door. That's why our refrigerated trucks and professional drivers don't leave anything to chance. Mission delivery complete. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Enjoy $15 off your first 3 delivery orders of $35 or more. Offer valid with digital coupon while supplies last. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
We all know it's important to buy local and support local farmers. But how do you know you're buying local? Look for this Fresh from Florida logo. No one can see that on the radio. But this is streaming radio. If you're listening behind 27 windows or tabs, click on your streaming app. Well, wait a second. That's it. The warm sun, green farmlands, and blue waters of Florida. Now take a screenshot and use it to remind you to buy Fresh from Florida. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Are you ready to give your space a new pop of color? Start with top paint brands at Lowe's for less. Choose from over 3,000 color options from HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, and more. And when you're ready to buy, place your order online, then choose in-store or curbside pickup. Head to your local Lowe's or visit Lowes.com today to get started on your next paint project. Lowe's knows home improvement.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to ponder life's big questions, like what's the best animal in the world if not humans? I'd strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all terrains. They are the ultimate animal. And they wiggle their butts when they walk, which is funny. Yeah, ducks are awesome. End of story. Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
Seconds to go. Oklahoma City down 1. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander putting his head down, drives to the paint, gets the step back on the baseline to fall, and gives OKC the 1-point lead.
That was George Sedano on the ESPN radio call as Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Oklahoma City Thunder hang on to beat the New Orleans Pelicans 123-118 to keep their playoff hopes alive. OKC will face the Minnesota Timberwolves Friday to decide the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Zach LaVine gave him 39. DeMar DeRozan added 23. And his daughter apparently disrupted the Raptors' free throws. They only shot 50% from the line, and she was screaming every time they took a shot. Bulls overcame a 19-point deficit. They beat the Raptors 109-105 in the play-in tournament game. Bulls visit Miami Friday for the chance to earn the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference playoff bracket, the first-round playoff matchup with Giannis and the Bucks. NBA playoffs are on ESPN Radio. Tune in Friday for a play-in doubleheader. Miami hosts the Bulls, followed by the Timberwolves and Thunder. Coverage begins 6:30 p.m. Eastern on most ESPN radio stations and on Sirius XM Channel 80. The Tampa Bay Rays, it doesn't stop with these guys. Have the decency to lose a game eventually. That's the 12th straight to start the season. One short of the major league record. Happily, it came against the Boston Red Sox. They win 9-7. The 1987 Brewers and the 82 Atlanta Braves both opened 13-0. Of course, the Brewers then lost a bunch of games. They finished with over 90 wins, though. Anyway, that ties the best mark in major league history. Brewers 87, Braves 1982. They're 13-0. The Rays are now 12-0. Sports Center is presented by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
I wouldn't mind playing LeBron for a 7-game series.
The Lakers escape. They advance to the NBA playoffs, where they will play the Memphis Grizzlies.
Even without Ja, they're winning basketball games, so they're a tough team. But it's going to be a fun, interesting series.
I don't know how anybody last night could watch the Lakers, who were at death's door against Minnesota. And now all of a sudden they're going to go beat Memphis, who, by the way, 35-6 at home. That's home record in the NBA.
Let me take you to a place nice and quiet. There ain't no one.
That sound courtesy of the excellent 710 ESPN LA. I used to be on in the afternoons. Key was on in the mornings on that fine station. Before we get into what Fitz and Harry had to say about our thoughts on the Lakers, Key, as we were going to the last break, you know, there was production about Key and lip balm. And I mentioned that when I leave the house, I leave the house, I put on chapstick right before I leave the house in the cold months.
Who wears chapstick?
Me.
Max? What is this?
Me. It comes to a little thing.
You still thinking about Susie Chapstick commercials coming down the hill?
I don't even know if it's chapstick. It comes in a little thing, and you roll the thing, and you put it on. I put it on, and then yesterday I was like, you know what? Weather's nice. I'm not putting on any bounce, right, without any chapstick. Right away, left side of my lip, split a little bit. I'm like, idiot, I got to put it on before I leave. Yeah, it's dry. That's right.
Yeah, but chapstick is weak anyway, man. You need like lip balm. You need like Kills or something.
Oh, why? The chapstick
because it's just or Carmex or something. The chapstick is. Who wears chapstick, man?
Me.
That stuff is like paste. It doesn't even. You can't even smooth it out on your lips.
Smooth that out a little bit. You just go
God.
your lips, you know.
No, man. So you don't need a whole lot though.
Wait, hold on. He's burying the lead here, Key. Wait, Max. You only apply lip balm, chapstick, whatever. You only apply it once
in the morning.
a day?
Yeah.
You don't like carry it with you?
No, I don't carry chapstick with me. No.
That joint is supposed to be on your person.
I'm all day. I'm every other segment on the show, and I'm indoors.
I don't have a lot of surface area. It's not. It all works. It all works. Don't worry, it all works.
Okay,
but I don't have a lot of surface area.
Hey, calm down now.
Hey.
Hey, Max, you want some surface area? I can help you. Get right up under. I can get right up underneath there.
It's so nauseating. Look at how much surgery people get. Key, I can't even look at people's faces anymore.
Wait, Max, I can feel you out if you need me to. Dr.
It's so
Johnson can help
disturbing.
you. Mine are natural, so they just gotta. That's just what they are, baby. That's all I can tell you.
The thought of what people do to themselves. First of all, it's sad, right? Because people feel the pressure to look a certain way. But I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, just stop.
Especially where you are, Key. Like in LA.
That's why I say stop.
In LA,
because I see it 50 times a day.
You're sitting at a restaurant. You see a grandmother sitting with her grandkid, grandfather sitting with their grandkid. They're 80 years old. They got all kinds of stuff. I can't even look.
You're so mean. You're mean.
One thing I would do, though. There's only one thing. If I get that turkey neck, as I get older, I'm doing a little thing.
Pulling back like this?
Yeah.
No, you just got to let it go.
No. I can't do that.
You got to let it go.
Oh, I can't do it. Slapping around, I can't do it. No, that's the one thing I would do.
I was at somebody's house. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
And, they had the pictures on the mantle, and, you walking around, you looking. You're like, oh, who's that? They're cool. They were like, oh, yeah, that's. I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, very unrecognizable today versus then.
It's unreal. Especially where you are.
What it is.
Especially where you are.
No,
No, I didn't get any work. This is from Kale Smoothies.
Yeah.
Waist trainers. That's all it was. Waist trainers.
Oh, God.
Keyshawn J. Will and Max were presented by Progressive Insurance. Hey, this is what Fitz and Harry said about us, Key.
Yeah, what did they say?
Fitz and Harry. Yesterday you and I were talking about the playing game, it turns out, probably good for the Lakers. They're not sitting on the shelf for too long getting stale. They get that playoff intensity and a win under their belts. And as you pointed out, this group that's really together not that long gets a little more reps, right? Playing together.
Yes, correct.
So that seems perfectly reasonable. And not, however, to Jason Fitz and Harry Douglas. They didn't think it sounded so reasonable. Listen to the temerity of this pair who do have a hit show from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern here on ESPN Radio. Here they are.
We're at a spot where we're making the play-in game good for the Lakers. I understand the homerism here, but sweet baby Jesus, what are we doing if we're turning around and saying the Lakers with LeBron and AD needed the play-in game to stay sharp? Harry, we are bending over backwards. This is like a damn Cirque du Soleil event to watch people try and find some acrobatic way to turn a negative for the Lakers into a positive just because we have to love everything the Lakers do.
Fitz was telling on himself there, Key.
Well, I feel like he's personally attacking me. So, because I am from LA and I am a homer. So at the end of the day, yes, that is correct. When you talk about the Lakers and you talk about LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they haven't been on the court together all that much this year, Fitzy, if you've been paying any damn attention to what's been going on. So certainly they need the playing game to get the continuity together with the rest of their castmates that have come along all of a sudden in the second half of the season. So yes, the playing game is significant. They get an opportunity not only to rest their bodies, they don't play again until Sunday.